Hello guys, welcome to another video on this Amazon Web Services. I'm going for the certification, the Architect Associate certification for Amazon Web Services. And in this video, we are going to keep talking about Amazon S3. And in this video, we are going to go over some advanced features that you can use in Amazon Web Services. So we already talked about the introduction. I'm sorry, we did an intro of Amazon S3. We also did some basics of Amazon S3. And now we are going to go over some advanced features that you have within the S3. So let's go ahead and start with this PowerPoint. And so the first advanced features that you have are storage classes. And Amazon S3 standard offers high durability and high availability, low latency, and high performance object storage for general purposes. So this is the whenever you upload a any file to the S3, you're going to be put into the standard unless you told the S3 otherwise. But when you use the standard, as you can see, you have high durability, availability, and low latency and high performance. And this is one of the most expensive storage classes that you can use in Amazon. Uh, and the S3 standard, um, and it is also used for just general purposes. Um, and this is why it's like the default. So whenever you upload any file, it's going to put you into the S3 standard. And because it delivers low first byte latency and high throughput, a standard is well suited for short-term or long-term storage of frequently accessed data. So whenever you are going to, and this is why it's the default because it could be used for both. So if you want to just be put stuff short-term, you can do the standard, and you can also use it for long-term. And that's why it's the default because it could be used for any of those. And the Amazon S3 standard infrequent access or standard IA offers the same durability, low latency, and high throughput as Amazon standard, but is designed for long-lived, less frequently accessed data. So compare this the Amazon S3 standard infrequent access to just the Amazon S3 standard is that the Amazon standard offers long-lived and also short-term, but for this Amazon S3 standard infrequent access, this is just designed for long-lived data that you want to put in, and also for less frequently accessed data. So it's for data that you're probably going to access like um, once a week or once a month or something like that. So it is only used for long-lived and that is less frequently accessed. If you want something that is going to be long-lived or short-term lived and you want to access it all the time, then you want to use the Amazon S3 standard for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the other one. So we have the Amazon Reduced Redundancy Storage, or the RRS, and the Amazon S3 Reduced Redundancy Storage, RRS, offers us a slightly lower durability, only 4 nines, than standard or standard IA at a reduced cost. So because the durability is a slightly lower than the standard and the standard IA, then the price is lower than this too. So if you're trying to save money and your data is not really that important to you, then you can just um, use the S3 Reduced Redundancy Storage, or the RRS. And it is most appropriate for derived data that can be easily reproduced, such as image or thumbnails. Okay, so that's what you want to use the reduced redundancy storage for images that can be easily, or for data that could be easily reproduced, such as an image or thumbnails, right? Image thumbnails. And then we have the Amazon Glacier. So the Amazon Glacier storage class offers secure, durable, and extremely low cost cloud storage for data that does not require real-time access. such as archives and long-term backups. So if you want to put your backup here, uh, so the backup of your computer, whatever, or of your server, you can use Amazon Glacier, and it is going to be uh, it's going to be the cost is going to be lower than the Amazon standard or the Amazon S3 standard and the Amazon standard AI, and also lower than the RRS. So if you want to save money and it is for a data that you're not going to be using all the time, you should be using Amazon Glacier. And to keep costs low, Amazon Glacier is optimized for infrequently accessed data where a retrieval time of several hours is suitable. So if you don't mind waiting a couple hours for your data to show up, then even and if you want to save money, then you want to use Amazon Glacier. And you could expect that 3 to 5 hours later. So it could take up to 3 to 5 hours. The Amazon Glacier object is copied to the Amazon S3 RRS. So there's something good to remember and to know that when it is in the Amazon Glacier, whenever you recover that data, it's no longer going to, it's going to keep in, it's still going to stay in the Amazon Glacier, but it's going to be copied to the Amazon S3 RRS, which is another low cost storage, S3 storage. And note that the restore simply creates a copy in the Amazon S3 RRS. So it still keeps the data in the Glacier, it just makes a copy and sends it to the Amazon S3 RRS. And the original data object remains in the Amazon Glacier until explicitly deleted, just like I said. Also be aware that Amazon Glacier allows you to retrieve up to 5% of the Amazon S3 data stored in Amazon Glacier for free each month. That's not bad. And restores beyond the daily restore allowance um, incurs in a restore fee. So if you pass um, that daily free allowance, they're going to charge you. Of course, they're going to charge you, right? So now we move on from storage and we're going to talk about something that is called the Object Lifecycle Management. And in Amazon S3, Object Lifecycle Management is roughly equivalent to automated storage tiering in traditional IT storage infrastructures. In many cases, data has natural life cycle starting out as hot, which means frequently accessed. Then the data moving to warm, which is less frequently accessed. And then as the data ages and ending its life, has cold, so long-term backup or archive data before eventually deletion. And in this lifecycle, using the Amazon S3 lifecycle configuration rules, you can significantly reduce your storage cost by automatically transitioning data from one storage class to another or eventually automatically deleting data after a period of time. For example, the lifecycle rules for backup data might be something like store backup data initially in Amazon S3, right? That's for the default. And then after 30 days, you want to transition to Amazon Standard IA. And then after 90 days, you want to transition to Amazon Glacier. And then after 3 years, you just want to delete it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the Amazon AWS Management Console. You want to go to S3 storage. And from right here, let's see, let's just create a new bucket. And let's go to ccd.tt.com, L, that's fine. And we can just click on create to create a bucket, and that bucket has been created. I can see on the back. So let's go ahead to this bucket, and in this bucket, let's go ahead and add an object to this bucket, right? Let's just go ahead and add let's go ahead and add this picture, or that's a PDF. Let's go ahead and add just, there you go, Cisco headquarters logo right here. Okay, so over here, now since you want to manage uh, the life cycle of it. So if you want to store the backup initially in Amazon S3 standard, let's go ahead and do we're going to be doing the life cycle. So the way they do the life cycle, as you can see right here, you have to go from overview, which is where your objects are. You want to go into management, and in the management, you're going to see that you're going to be able to add a lifecycle rule right here. I believe you can also go into where all the buckets are. You want to select the bucket that you want to create, that lifecycle, and you can just click on management, and it takes you right here as well to the same spot. So if you want to go ahead and add a lifecycle, and you can go ahead and enter a rule. Let's just say test. And if you want to add a prefix, whatever, we're not going to create any of that. Let's go ahead and click next. So we are going to create a storage class transition. Um, and it gives you like the prices and how much they're going to charge you for it. So if you go to the Amazon S3 pricing, you're going to see how much it's going to cost. So I don't want to do it on previous versions. I just want to do it on the current version. And for current versions of objects, we want to create a transition. So transition. So after we are done, so I want to say that after 30 days, I want to send it to standard IA after 30 days. And then let's say that after 60 days, or after 60 days, I want to send it to Glacier. I acknowledge that. So here's how you can create a life cycle. So if I put like an object in my website that is only going to be used for like a maximum of 60 days, I want to transition this to a standard IA after 30 days because the amount of time that is going to be accessed is going to be less frequent. So it's going to be an infrequent access data. And after like 60 days, not people are not going to be using it. So I want to transition into the Glacier after 60 days. So that's going to save me a lot of more money. And I can also create a backup of that data, right? So let's go ahead and click next. And now configure an expiration. So you can configure an expiration of how many, whatever days you want it. So I'm just going to send it to like 100 days. So after 100 days, what's going to happen is the cleanup, expire, object delete markers, and incomplete multipart. So what's going to happen is it's just going to delete it after 100 days. That's when it's going to expire. And there we go. And this gives you a review of what we have done. We name it name, and the scope that means that it's going to be in the entire bucket and the entire CC.com L bucket. And the transition is going to say that for current versions of objects, it's going to transition to standard IA after 30 days. And then after 60 days, it's going to go into the Glacier and it's going to expire in 100 days. So that means that it's going to be deleted after 100 days. So let's go ahead and save it. And there you go. You have created your life cycle, and that's how you create a life cycle, and that's what a life cycle is. So this is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And on the next video, we are going to keep talking about more advanced S3 advanced features. So make sure to stay tuned for my other videos. I thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.